Because I've got 5K ready to go if we're going to do that.
Well, we're still mostly dead, which is still slightly alive.
I will point out, though, Dave, that apparently Maximum Metal has reactive armor as well. If we want to coat this thing in reactive armor.
You know, I forgot to say during my intro, I made my my favorite Thanksgiving leftover
Turkey gumbo. You're crazy, man.
turkey gumbo.
You're crazy, man.
I don't know what a gumbo is.
No,
It's a
don't do it.
southern-
Don't do it.
Southern stew.
It's a stew. Okay, just say that.
Okay.
I've never had gumbo. I have had jambalaya before, though, and that was fucking sick.
Jambalaya.
Yeah.
Have you had grits before?
No.
Is
don't know
jambalaya
what
the
that
one where you add like rice to the stew mix or something like that?
Yeah, it's
That's kind of. I mean,
It kinda
the
has-
stew
it's-
is
it's
so
it's a
thick that
rice
it's basically
dish.
solid.
Yeah, it's not a soup. Like you the rice absorbs all the liquid.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of that, boys? Are we into like putting some armor into this business?
How long
20
does it
SP.
take?
Yeah, that's the question I have.
I mean, you're gonna
Arthur.
have to
How long
find
would this-
somebody to put the armor on, and then they're gonna have to put the armor on, which probably is more than a 2-day job.
All right. So maybe we'll come back to this after this mission, but
We'll find someone to fix the vehicle after it's fucking trash, and then build it up from there.
well, 10 SP
We'll
is
have a
not so
rolling
bad.
chassis at least, you know.
10 SP is not so bad, but
It's
be worse.
it's better than the nothing that my motorcycle had. So
So what is
Alright,
the
so
plan?
let's
It's currently like 12:30 a.m. in the morning of April the
is it
Fifth.
even possible for us to try to track down the dirigible on its way in?
Yes. Do any of you have any of the following? Well, I mean, street deal, maybe. Anyone who has any experience with pirates, terrorists, South America, drugs?
So Colton, basically.
Do you?
he is a pirate family.
Here's the
Are
pirate
you
family on
were
South
you an
America.
airship pirate?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Then okay, I
Like-
forgot about
like
this.
I was-
Yeah, it's actually it's your parents that are flying this thing. This thing, right?
No, they're long dead. They died. I was a
Which
child.
Makes
when
this very strange.
I forgot about
Andrew.
that.
Makes it very strange.
Yeah, Colton, there's a pretty good chance that if you don't know who is flying this, then you probably know what organization with some asking around in the old country, which is people who float around on airships.
I also have massive drug knowledge, so
Which path would you like to pursue? Because you only have enough time to try one.
drugs are probably the more.
Drugs would be more difficult. Knowledge of airship pirates gives you a community that few have access to.
Well, like I wasn't raised by them. They died when I was a kid and then got adopted. So I don't know if that's super applicable. I don't have any skills that point back to my airship pirate days.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the kind of community that once you're in, right? Like, if you want to make waves there, the difficulty would be way less than it would be for anybody else. In
What
the
would
same way that if Bishop was like, I'd like to talk to some cops, I'd be like, okay, well, that's the thing you can do.
What would be like the difficult? Like, what skills would I be rolling if I had an in with those people?
I would
'Cause
think
I'm not-
streetwise,
I don't have any streetwise.
Based on cool.
that will make it difficult for you.
I'm not very
you're right.
cool. I'm 4
And
cool,
yes, you're right. That is going to be very tough for you.
which is
I
like
mean, I have good call and streetwise, but I'm not from a pirate family.
That's
yeah.
correct.
So like the medical shit would probably be my in because I've got more higher skills in that.
Okay. You're going to need to get in contact with people who design biological weapons then. Using all natural materials, no synthetics. I would think, is pharmacy a thing?
Pharmaceuticals, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say a 20 pharmaceuticals would give you some idea. A 25 is going to allow you to identify the group running this airship.
27.
Okay. Wow. Get that on camera for the folks at home.
Rocket drummer.
Just gonna
That's
go
one of
ahead and
my
write down
good skills,
experience
man.
here for you.
10 plus 4.
That's also my second crit of the night. We're on the other side, boys.
Okay. The group running the airship is called Viva Libre. They're, how do I describe them? So they're not all eco-terrorists, right? Somebody has to pay them the money they need to buy the expensive weapons they need to unleash their plagues of doom.
Yeah.
So they moonlight to target specific corporations at specific times. They accept money from Megacorps and big donors to hit Petrochem at a certain place in a certain time for somebody to short something and make a ton of money.
So they're a third party transport company doing it for their own means.
Yeah, so some people consider them sellouts in the eco-terrorist community. They're not huge. They're very private, and a lot of people have rumored that they're former military. You know, they have a level of organization and discipline to them that dumbasses off the street don't have. Their base location always changes because they operate out of an airship. Imagine a smaller version of the Goodyear blimp with sort of like radar baffling equipment onto it. It has active countermeasures.
So like the raft from Snow Crash, but airship.
Well, I mean, the raft from Snow Crash made absolutely no attempt to hide itself. It was literally the USS Enterprise aircraft carrier with dozens of smaller ships attached to it. This, at the very least, attempts to hide and evade itself by pretending to be something that it's not.
So would I be aware that like this is their thing? Like they don't have multiple of these?
Correct. This is their whole base contains all of their members.
I see. Oh,
Any idea what altitude they usually fly at, roughly?
Was it
They change it up
27?
because they need to keep with the wind. So as they are eco-terrorists, and they do seem to really believe in it, they go for a sort of minimal engine problem sort of deal.
Would
So
we
not
be
like a
able
jet
to?
thruster.
Would we be able to like deduce that from a 27, knowing exactly who it is and weather reports?
I think that such a roll could be made. I don't know what skill it would be, although I will let people come forward with skills for me.
Sorry, what was this for?
Working out based on weather reports where it could actually be, because it uses it favors the wind rather than engine use. And I'm assuming it's going to be helium filled then, because other than hydrogen, which has its own risks, it's probably the only really non-environmentally unfriendly lighter than air gas.
I have Shadow Track. I also have Library Search that could
I
potentially.
feel like Shadow Track is actually going to be a very good skill for this.
There you go.
All right, I'm going to reduce the difficulty to find this blimp down to 21 based on the information you have.
Okay. Now this is one of the skills that I have as my character class stuff. So I should be able to use my character class skill on this. Does that seem reasonable to you?
Yeah, I should probably look up how that works at some point, but let's say yes for now.
Okay, so basically it adds half level to stealth, height, evade, awareness, and initiative. So
I didn't hear Shadow Track on that.
Oh yeah, I guess you're true there. Yeah. All right, so that doesn't matter then. I think it just came with my secondary skill. So
I have plus 12 to Shadow Track.
Oh shit! Wow.
I've got a 10. I've got a 10 in it and 2 in Shadow Track.
Wow. This
I've got a
Mr.
10 and
Stalker over
5
here.
Shadow Crack.
Okay,
so I
so
got you beaten.
Wow.
I got 15.
well, I guess can I aid him?
Shadow Track off.
Yeah, I'll reduce the difficulty to a 20.
Okay,
One
so
whole
I'm just
point.
rolling.
Yep.
All right. I mean, if this is going to help us a lot, I'll put 5 points into this.
Okay.
I just don't have to roll a one.
I was going to say don't roll one. Don't one.
So hang on, no. If that makes, I'll put a 4 into this then.
There it
Because if
is.
I roll a 1, I fail anyway, right? So,
Okay.
Well, no, that case I'll put a 3 in because if I roll a 19, I still pass. So I'll put 3.
So for the folks at home, you don't know that James is flexing his chemical knowledge of gases.
There we go.
James, what's your favorite noble gas?
Probably Xenon.
Wouldn't have gone with argon? Okay, fine.
Guys, I really like oxygen.
Not sulfur hexafluoride.
That's not noble.
Look, it's noble enough to keep your sorry ass alive. So
I'll flex. So I can remember the light in their gases: helium, hydrogen cyanide, hydrogen fluoride, methane, ethylene. I don't remember the D. Illuminating gases, carbon monoxide, ammonia, nitrogen, neon, and can't remember the other A. There you go. I can remember 2 of them. There you go.
Okay. Based on predicted prevailing wind currents and probable attempts to either ride the outside of storms and avoid the center of them, you have a pretty good idea of the flight path of this vehicle. Predicted flight path.
All right, so now we just need to
If we
launch
can
an
get in the air,
RPG
we'll
at
get
them.
there.
I mean, this is one of the reasons I asked whether the package was fragile or dangerous, and she didn't know, which implies to me she doesn't even know what the package is, and that it might fit inside a briefcase.
And there's
Do I-
probably
Presumably, if she knew it was fragile, she'd tell us, so we didn't try and blow up the vehicle it was on.
Now, two things. These people run themselves like a military, and this is their base that we might be assaulting. So it might be harder than facing nomads. 1. 2, it's in the air. We have to get there. And the Hummer doesn't fly
yet.
yet.
You know that there is a flying police car that also operates as a land vehicle. In
Oh
Maximum
shit,
Metal.
guys, we gotta get our rating up to 5. Steal this flying police car, and then use it for this mission. Take it to a spray and go. You know, and then we're good, right? That's how that
We
works.
need an AV. That's it.
Chuck everyone out of the stealth dirigible and use that.
I mean, it's relatively easy to bring a dirigible to the ground because you put enough holes inside it will just land gradually. But you're still talking about, a whole nomad pack running like a military.
No, they're not the nomads. They're the
They are not.
eco-terrorists.
They are
Oh,
not
they're
nomads,
eco-terrorists,
they're
sorry,
eco-terrorists.
Okay.
And this is their home base, and they run
What are-
themselves like a military.
What are the numbers like? Like, I mean, okay, AP, you use the
There
example
are
of the Goodyear blimp.
there are 6
It doesn't-
members.
Oh, okay, so it's not huge.
6?
So it's not
Okay.
yeah.
6.
Do we know? Does the 27 tell me if they're like, if eco terrorists are particularly against cyberware, like cybering themselves up?
For these particular guys, the answer is no. They're not against using cyberware.
Okay, so they could be like 6 heavily cybered individuals.
Correct.
Well, I think. Is there anywhere along this path? I mean, it's a dirigible, right? So they're flying like what, building height or higher?
They could be flying up to thousands of feet in the air.
Jesus Christ. Okay. I don't know any of the AVs that can go that high, to be honest with you. But
So it depends on whether or not their vessel is like airtight or not, as to how high they might be flying.
plus,
Whether it's actually whether it's a pressurized cabin.
it's also worth pointing out that if we do it this way, then the likelihood of us getting off of this thing is very low, unless we have some, parachute technology or
I
something.
hesitate
like
to say it, but you could subcontract.
that. I mean, I think
Pascal
we have.
could just be like, listen, I've got 20,000 eddies. If you hit it,
and then
the
those
name's
guys
Mr. P.
subcontract.
I need you to hit a flying stealth dirigible.
I mean, probably she's already subcontracting someone else anyway. It's probably like 4 layers by this point in time.
Yeah.
That's why
Would,
it's just no. That's why
all
it's
right.
know if it's dangerous or not.
This will
Shouldn't ask that question.
eventually get to Johnny Deuce pointers, and then he'll be the one that's assaulting the fucking.
all right, here's what we do. We use some of the C6 that Glimo got earlier, attach it to Wolfgang's cybernetic legs, launch him like a rocket up to the dirigible, let him kill everyone inside.
No one knows I have cybernetic legs yet.
No, this is meta knowledge, but this is
Yes,
also
we
a joke.
do. We saw you kick that bastard.
Yeah,
know
but you didn't
something's up,
see
but-
his legs were cybernetic, though, at the time. We even made a check.
We knew something was up, but not
Yeah.
like no one has confronted them about like, are your legs metal?
How did you kick a metal man's head inside of his own head?
Right.
Okay, so
The
maybe
best
we
kick of
can-
my life.
If we can't,
maybe
get
we
up
can
there-
hire a guy who's an edge runner who has the like some sort of aero car, like some sort of Han Solo type, perhaps.
There's
'Cause
another option.
She did say that there was a bonus for us in it if we get it in early. So if we do it
Yeah.
today, for example, it might cover the cost of whatever this dude's worth.
Okay.
And all he has to do is drive us up there and do it. And we just have to have parachutes. Arthur, is there a skill involved with parachuting that you would be
I don't
applicable?
know, but it'll probably be something body based. Henley, there's a YouTube comment that just popped up on Cyberpunk 2020 episode 6 directed at you. I'd like to read it for you.
Okay.
Never read the comments, man.
Okay, listen, you Henley shaggy beard ass motherfucker. I've seen Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle 3 times now, and it's actually okay, but most importantly, The Rock is not a teenage girl. He's a teenage guy who needs confidence and finds it in a 7'2" of a hunk. Also, Kevin Hart is themselves and bad at acting. The Rock and Jack Black are great in that. Go fucking watch more than the trailer, bro. Also, hi, AP.
Wow.
Hang on. My rebuttal here is
Yeah.
the first movie, he's a someone, and then in the second movie, the same character, like basically new kids get pushed into the Jumanji game and they take on the Jack Black Rock characters.
Yeah.
So he might be a girl in the second one. I don't know. I haven't seen those fucking movies. What
Apparently,
do
you should
want
watch
from me?
more than the trailers.
I'm a busy man. Buy me several hours for me to watch those movies and I will. I don't know. Thanks for the comment.
So I can tell you the
Yeah.
cheapest Aerodyne in Cyberpunk is 25,000 eddies, and it's basically a Willys Jeep with a hover plate. Next
Yeah.
one after that is 300,000.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. We have to hire a dude and we probably will have to pay for our own parachutes.
If we can't find a dude, or if that fails, plan B is we know their trajectory and we know the weather patterns, which means we have better timing than they gave us. They said within 2 days we could narrow that down to like probably 10 minutes, right? Like
But
with-
the other thing that's worth pointing out too, that they could just stay up in the air until the drop point happens.
yeah,
What
but
do
then
I have
we'll
to
know
do
exactly where they are.
to,
We don't have to like wait anywhere. We can just know.
What do I have to do what you said in my fun voice?
Sorry, which part? You want to subcontract out? You want to like get a group of air team specialists to go get the package for you?
No, I want to go get the package myself. Just hire a dude to take us up there.
No.
Orbital drop shock troopers, you know?
This is the Glimo show, Dave. Let him answer the question.
You tell me how you want to do this, and I'll tell you what the role is and how difficult it is.
I don't want to fully subcontract it out. I feel I
So you want to hire somebody to take you up there, basically air pirate you onto their
Just
boat.
call up your friends in
Yeah.
space, have them drop a soldier.
someone
right
to
on
bring-
the
others had the
thing.
friends in space.
Or someone to ground the dirigible. We can take her on the ground ourselves.
That's true.
I said, just, like put enough holes in the side, it will float to the earth gradually.
Yeah,
You know?
I like that plan. What do I have to do? Who do I have to pay, and how do I have to do it to get them to shoot down the dirigible for us?
Okay. I think that this is going to be a street deal of 20.
Hey, bro, you know those AA guns you just
No.
have lying around?
Now let me ask, how much
How
are
do you
you
feel about shooting a balloon?
how much are you willing to pay for this job? That will raise or lower the role based on average pay scale for something like this.
Isn't that going to be like one of the Fortnite events where
How-
like all the kids like flock to the falling balloon? Like, you know what I mean?
I'm not aware what Fortnite is doing. Not since they did some live Galactus event sometime.
I have no idea either, but that's not the point.
That
The point
ended
is-
yesterday.
Okay.
I had to help my son install the next patch and buy the battle pass for him. They've just added a monthly fee you can pay for
Oh yeah,
access.
I saw the Battle Pass thing today because they added the Mandalorian to Fortnite.
Yeah, the
What's the
Fortnite crew.
pay scale for this AP?
10,000 euro bucks would be appropriate to transport you up to the vehicle and get you on and off without,
On and off.
getting
Okay,
involved.
great, perfect. So they sort of hang around.
I thought they were shooting it down for us.
That's a different job. For something like that, probably more like 8,000 euro bucks to shoot the aircraft down. If they don't have to get involved in a somewhat more risky pull alongside and get you in maneuver.
What do you think, guys? Do you 8,000 to shoot it down, 10,000 to get us on and off?
Well, we don't know how fragile the device is.
And they're going to want cash up front.
We
So
also
I hope we're
don't.
flush.
I mean, we got all the cash from this girl up front, right?
No.
Nope.
No. Yeah, we got the Humvee up front.
You want a subcontract, you gotta upfront that shit.
So I wish you could be liquidity. I've got about 4K I can throw at this if need be.
I've got 13K in organ cash.
All right, we're good.
We're good. We're fine.
That said, I need to pay my rent next month.
Having said this, though, there's probably a good chance there's going to be a lot of really good stuff on that plane.
So you want to get us on it, or you want it shot down?
It depends how violent the shooting of the plane will be, because, like I said, the last thing we want is this stuff to blow up alongside of it, right?
I mean, it's a dirigible.
Yeah, they don't really crash hard. Yeah.
Last dirigible that I saw came down. It was a fireball. So,
Well,
So it's because they put the wrong gas in.
let's hope Coltan's friends aren't using hydrogen.
So out of character, interesting point. If you read about the Hindenburg, the people that died all either jumped out while it was still up in the air, or died of things because of the fire or the smoke. But anyone that rode it to the ground actually survived because it fell to the ground at a very gradual pace as the volume of air burned out. It just floated down like a balloon.
and where would we shoot it down?
Well, if you're
'Cause if
doing
it's
it
in
in the
Nomad-
next day, it's going to be somewhere over the Appalachian Mountains.
So that's where the nomads are, right?
It is flying to the Nomad base, which is 1 hour of rough travel west into New Jersey.
Yeah.
So what is the likelihood that they get up on the phone, call in reinforcements to meet them at the crash site?
Depending on how far out you engage this at, it could take a while for them to arrive. You know, if you catch them 6 hours out, it's going to take 6 hours for reinforcements to arrive.
We don't know what they'll do when they start losing altitude too. They might turn around. We don't know where they're going to actually crash because they'll still have control of their vessel until then. Maybe it is easiest to land on it.
Yeah. If you want a job done right, you better do it yourself.
Yeah. Also, the other thing that's worth pointing out is we don't know how long it's going to take for them to crash. Could take a very long time. They could also repair any damage that we do to it. We don't know how this cyber balloons work.
It's not a cyber balloon. It's a normal balloon.
It's a hologram.
It's a totally normal balloon.
Next scene, there's like Coltan trying to make a balloon say hello world.
I mean, it's gonna crash in an hour if they put big holes in it.
Yeah. It's going to crash hard in an hour, though.
I mean, we can land on it and still crash it ourselves when we're on it. If that's what we want to do, I think maybe we have.
Why would
more
you
control
ruin
over the situation.
Dave's future plan to have more roaming vehicle bases? You can just use a known eco-terrorist.
Oh, that would be dope. Think about that.
What?
Just like spray paint it.
The last thing the Wolfgang Roth sees is an F-16 13 miles out firing an AM-4.
Where are we at right now? Like, where are we talking? Are we still at the place?
You tell me where you are.
Because there's a thing I'm going to say.
Driving our new Humvee around.
So they're
Okay.
gone. They've cleared out of the warehouse,
Yeah,
and
no,
probably in a few minutes, scavengers will be reclaiming the warehouse as their own.
Like,
No,
if we're driving around the Humvee, then I'll say what I'm going to say. But
Okay. Has anyone swept the Humvee for bugs yet?
I'll have a look.
Okay. Could you make an electronic security? And do you have
No.
any equipment to do so?
No, it's just going to
Uh-huh.
awareness.
I
I was more
have
gonna look for
electronic
things.
security and I have a tech toolkit.
All right, I'll take awareness and electronic security then. Let's do it.
Do I get any pluses for my?
No, you just have the
I'll help
capability
with
to
the
make it.
electronic security because I have a 5 in it. So.
Okay. The two of you together determine that this vehicle is clean of artificial devices.
Cool.
What about biological bugs?
I mean,
there's that
on-
sandwich.
only
There
on
are
Coltan.
several
dashboard
on the
that guy left.
windshield.
Amazingly, the Goodyear blimp is actually stated out in Cyberpunk. It's in the rough guide of the UK book.
Well, I guess I need to go take a look at that then.
But anyway, like what we could do, these military people, they're a third-party transport company. Like they're not really affiliated. In fact, they're hated by a lot of the eco-terrorists. They might be up for negotiation. We have some leverage. Mrs. C isn't her real name. I know her real name.
The double cross. No, it's just a single double cross.
Look, this is a pretty easy run, a milk run.
I'm just saying, they
Just
we
to be
might not have to
clear,
fight
your
them.
milk run is intercepting an eco-terrorist blimp mid-air and stealing an unknown piece of cyberware before anything happens, and hope nothing explodes while you are in the air.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it only has 6 people on the thing. So.
Pascal Jaden is currently carrying 8 kilograms of high explosives. Are you still certain that this will be a milk run?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
10
just
kilos.
Oh,
10
sorry, my bad.
kilos.
I'm just saying six potentially heavily cybered military individuals might not want to fight us. If we give them a reason not to.
I see what you're saying. I think our best bet would be to sneak onto that thing as best as we can and
It is
take what we
way
need.
too small to be snuck onto while it's in the air.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I'm just saying maybe we can talk before we take our guns out.
So I'm going to ask one more time. Do we want to shoot it down or do we want to try to get on it?
No, we want to get on it.
Let's get on it.
Okay.
I'm
So
trying to
it's
find
10,000
parachutes.
base, Arthur.
How much do you want to
How-
throw anything extra into that?
Well, that was going to be my question is how much extra do I throw in? Does that buy me?
You don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know. You just know that it'll become easier if you throw more money at it. You're not sure about the it's like real life. You never know what else you can get by paying more contractors better amounts of money, but you know that theoretically they should be better.
Like I can take the
And
hit
it's-
money wise because
And it's DC 20.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. How much? Just the base 10,000 get you up there, get you on a raid.
well, the thing is, I've got 10,000 easy. If anyone else wants to chip in extra, that's fine. Wolfgang already said he's foregoing his share of the money for the Humvee.
I
No,
think,
I think we're
James
not
talked
gonna
him
do
out of
that.
that.
Because the Humvee is going to be a group vehicle going forward. He's the driver of it.
Yeah.
Just needs a jet engine and wings so you can live out your dream.
All I'm gonna say is I need to be reimbursed if I'm going to upfront this.
Yeah, of course.
there
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
that's right. Yeah. That's the
Yes.
idea.
He wants receipts. Take him to corporate. What do you want to throw behind this, Pascal?
I'd say let's throw the base 10,000 in,
Okay.
and I will put 2 luck into this.
A man who relies on his skills rather than his money to do business.
And I need to
Not roll
not
one.
F it up.
Yeah.
31.
There you go. Should I just delete this one off 13,000 right now?
Yeah, it's gonna cost a 10,000 for sure.
All right, I'm
Um,
down to $3,000.
you've heard of several people, including a guy in Redline City by the name of Big Chumba. But there's a new, he's from the tutorial game.
I know.
I want to tell you that the next thing I'm going to say, my Patreon group plays Cyberpunk 2020, and I invented this character for them, but he's gone on to another game. So when I say it, don't think that he originated on Solaris Knights, because he's actually from this game.
Tarnax La Monochrome.
No, that's from before New Game Plus. There's a new Nomad.
Glimo of the Western Gate.
Oh my god! You guys want to let me say the name, or you want to just keep memeing? Maybe James will dab for us real quick.
Come on, James.
Look, I was going to throw in like a Centauri Hero of the Imperium, but not in PC, so.
There's a new Nomad who's the head of the racing group in the local area by the name of Primo, PRIM0.
Mm-hmm.
And it's known that he has some affiliation with air racers, and he is willing to subcontract your job out to a gentleman with something equivalent to a small Cessna with a specialized boarding ramp and some rigging equipment to like bring you up beside the object of your choice, send out some sort of cabling to attach you to the aircraft. You click onto it, and then you run across the boarding ramp to break through a window or through a side door.
So what you're saying is this is Primo of the Western Gale.
Oh my
Wow.
god. That's pretty good, but I still hate you. Primo is willing to do
Coming
the
from
job.
within the house, James.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, so the question is, you can intercept them as far as 24 hours out. If you leave right now in the middle of the morning and sleep on the plane, 24 hours from now you will intercept them somewhere over Tennessee. Or you can wait for them to get increasingly closer, which reduces your turnaround time. The farther away you go, the more refuels Primo has to do, and the better chance that you're spotted along the way. And of course, if you take a long time flying back, someone could be like, well, we're looking for a tiny Cessna piloted by Primo that just carjacked somebody in space. Let's fucking shoot him down.
So I would suggest we hit them 6 to 8 hours out.
Okay. They'll be
But,
somewhere around
Well, I mean,
Maryland.
hold up. We're missing out on the bonus if we don't do it quickly.
I mean, this is earlier than they expect anyway. So
Not by much.
they
Like
gave
if
us,
we do it,
they
if we
gave
do
us
it
2
like
days to do it, right?
Yep.
yeah, but the deal is going down in 2 days.
Correct.
And
You
So if
leave
we-
now, you'll be back in 2 days.
we could go now. On our way back, somehow get a message to them to pick it up at a drop point.
Somewhere in the American South. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll work. Then we don't have to fly back for 2 days or whatever. I'm good with that.
Works for me.
So what are we arming ourselves with? Because
I was going to bring the sniper system just in case.
okay.
I've still
How
got my
big-
heavy assault rifle. That's pretty much all I got.
I'll be running assault rifle and kicky legs.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be okay.
A Medtech Magnum and C6. Because what could possibly go
Really
wrong?
sure you
What could possibly go wrong on dirigible with C6?
Why is their entire balloon red?
Do we have enough storage on this?
I'm
plane
bringing
for
it just in
extra
case
items?
because I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
This small plane does not have an incredibly large amount of storage. You know,
Like we can take like extra guns with us, no problem. though, right?
yeah, but you couldn't take like a pallet of ammo.
That's fine.
I've got my
You mentioned military, and that's perks me up because like there might be like something really nice in there. So
well, they run themselves like a military. They could be just like very seasoned pirates, and they have their code, they have their rituals. You know.
Aye, the pirate code, as we all know.
Yeah.
okay,
The 11
Let's do
pieces
it.
of 8 or whatever.
It's the 9 pieces of 8.
Arthur, put us
Whatever.
right next to that dirigible right now. Let's go. I'm ready.
No, we're not going to be able to do the dirigible fight tonight. I'm not ready for it. How did I know I'd need to be able to have a dirigible ready for you all to shoot down? I spent hours preparing the the airfield fight for. There's like an infiltration path where he could have gotten in and dressed up like the nomads and been like, "Oh, you know, I'm one of the dusters. Just gonna, you know, just leave your briefcase here while you go have your meeting. We'll take care. Just don't worry."
That was one thought I had, was trying to infiltrate the Nomad gang, but I figured that's pretty hard because nomads are all pretty close.
Yeah, but I thought he might be able to
Arthur,
dress
here's
like
the
one and
exact
trick
series.
the two groups.
Here's the exact series of events that unfolded that put you in this position right now. Position 1, you're like, all right, they're dropping it in by plane. Everyone in the player group went, and then you said, if you get it to us early, there'll be a bonus. And everyone in the player group
Because you
went,
seemed like you wanted to have a bonus. I thought, well, that is something they would say. Look,
You board
when
the
you upload
dirigible.
this video-
It looks suspiciously like the encounter I set up earlier on the ground.
and then Arthur, the last nail in the coffin was, it's a blimp. And everyone went, that one. Take that one, please.
Arthur, when you upload this video, can you actually like open with us planning for the dirigible fight and then do your whole record scratch and, yep, that's me.
no, I'll save that for Among Us videos. Thanks, though. So I know it's early, but unless there's anything else you want to do, I will need a week to plan a dirigible fight against 6 ex-militant Venezuelan bioterrorists.
What other prep?
I mean, that's a
would
pretty
possibly
good episode to come out on the same day that Cyberpunk comes out.
Let's start with a map. Also, what weapons they have and possible tactics they might use, and what things they might have on their airship that Dave wants to steal. I feel like those 3 key items will be really good to have.
Can one of the library search and or street deal people maybe put their feelers out for what Viva Libre might be like in combat?
I'll do a library search.
Or whatever AP
Yeah.
deems appropriate.
Sure, I feel like there would be certain circles where white papers of terrorist activities would be discussed.
Come on, there's that gif of that fucking journalist that's like sitting next to a dude with a rocket with an RPG and he's pointing it at him and he's like doing a news report. Come on, there's definitely a media that's covered this shit. 100%.
Okay. I'll let you make a library search. Difficulty 20.
All right, I would spend my 2 luck.
No,
on
assisting
it.
is not a thing you can normally do in the system.
2 people,
Because
1
I'm
keyboard.
using
I let it happen on
I'm using
extreme
the-
occasions.
I'm using the data port.
Oh,
stuff
well,
on
you'll
the
be done in a
library
minute
search.
then.
So I'm adding my remaining 2 luck.
Okay, so their general tactics seem to be controlled use of rifles and shooting first. They control the battlefield if they need to, lots of bullets, but typically they tend to be the kind of group that when they go on a mission, it's simultaneous shots taking out all of the necessary targets before they move to the next wave. When
they're the Sam Fisher, like mark the characters and then everyone shoots on the count of 3 sort of
Yes,
guys?
that's what they do. In an emergency, they have absolutely no problem blowing through ammunition at high rates as long as the situation calls for it. On top of that, they don't use a lot of cyberware, but they are known to have exotic companion attack animals.
White tigers.
Yes, if they have a white tiger,
No.
we're definitely capturing
It's
one.
not a white tiger. And as the
if
final
you're-
note, they are known to use like highly illegal gas grenades, and biological weapon grenades, that kind of stuff.
Interesting. So that is gas masks for
Gas
boys
masks.
then.
Because while most people wouldn't use something like whatever the improved version of mustard gas is, that's something they could cook up in their backyard and just throw at somebody to choke them to death.
All right. So Arthur,
French's grainy mustard gas.
four gas masks, please.
Okay.
I think that'd be the way to go.
What's that cost?
Can we drive? Can the guy airlift the Hummer into the plane so
No.
we can drive that?
No,
Okay,
the Hummer weighs more than the plane can lift.
That's how we bring it down slowly. You know what
Was
I mean?
there any description at all of like exotic attack animals? I have zoology too.
Parrots, toucans, monkeys.
Attack birds and monkeys.
Yes, dogs.
Was zoology a zoology role allow me to like prep a defense possibly for those?
How would you defend against being bitten?
That's why I want to roll as zoology to be like, what do these things usually do?
I mean, so the thing is, they just like attack people. It's
Like
literally just like watching a flock of
chain
crows
mail.
descend on somebody.
No, like toucans, you could probably stun with a loud enough sound.
I mean, the
Like,
same
there's
could be
clap
said of
both hands
any
at the
animal,
same
though,
time.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I
like,
don't know that there's a I don't think there's a role here. There's no
do
specific
attack
way.
monkeys really not like shocking weapons or something?
I don't know
Wow,
that anybody
I mean,
likes
that'd
shocking
be-
weapons. I don't think there's a role to be made here. I'm not prepared to commit to that.
Bring the net gun. Just shoot the net gun at all the parrots at the same time.
Glimo,
Boom.
I would be shocked if there weren't gas masks, considering that there are
I
air
would have thought so
rebreathing
too,
cyber
but I
bears.
didn't.
There's breathing masks are €30. They're in the main book.
Okay.
Okay. A breathing mask. I searched for the wrong.
I'm honestly just trying to angle for a zoology roll.
Great.
Yeah, they're not like World War II style gas masks. They're more
I'm not
like
going to give you one.
That's okay. I'll get one on the ship. Fine.
You're like, stop! Wolfgang's been bitten by a howler monkey.
Wait, or is it some other kind of monkey? Let's roll zoology to find out.
I'll tell you what, if that happens, we'll make the roll at that time.
Hey Goombas, Glimo's been bitten by a wild African monkey, and he needs your credit card details to get out of the situation.
Oh,
Just remember, we need the expiration date and the 3 funky numbers on the back.
all right. There's your experience points. Because you guys did so well today, I'm gonna give you 5 floating IP.
Woo!
You thoroughly
man.
derailed this entire
I was going
mission.
to say, yeah, is that your measure of doing well? Is to completely
Completely derail the mission, but you guys listen. I never
We got
want
a Hummer.
I want to reward you for going off the rails in search of greater amounts of money. So, if that's what it takes, take a little bit more IP. Take 2/3 more IP than normal, I suppose. That's how far I'm willing to go. Pascal really holding on to that street deal all session.
I made 4 street deal rolls.
Yeah, but some of them were way more story relevant than others.
Oh, I mean the one that I rocked with the 31 was
is what
30.
moved you from a 4 to a 5. Yeah.
I have a feeling that myself and James are never gonna. Our combat rolls are never gonna fucking expand. You know what I mean? Like very select scenario where we can use them in. And we're at level 7, so we're never gonna get that shit to level 8. That's never gonna happen.
I guess. I mean, you're already one of the best in the business. I don't know.
Well, I mean, like if you get one more level, you also get more salary.
There it is. You're already one of the best in the business.
Well, actually, I guess technically, if you get enough floating XP, you only need what are we at now? 46, something like that. So, yeah, makes sense. I was considering like getting more persuasion fast talk, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay.
Let's do outros. Let's start. Drumurboy.
Damn it. Okay.
Do we need to start with somebody else?
No, I was just looking up torture drugs to see if it's a 2 times cost or a 1
Oh,
time
Jesus.
cost.
Okay, well.
Because I've got 1 in it, and it only takes 10 to get it up to 2.
Conversation. Oh, you mean resist torture drugs?
Yeah.
Okay, because what you said was torture drugs, and I was like, oh, yikes, what the hell are you looking at?
What do drugs do to you?
They make me sleep soundly every night. I'm Drumurboy. I make music and noises. You can hear some of the music at Spotify or Apple Music or Pretzel or your streaming audio music platform of choice. You can hear some of the noises at nerdordie.com and around Twitch at random places. It always stuns me when I come across like my sounds in the wild. It's kind of cool. But yeah, should be a new package out very soon, within the next week or 2. Hopefully, the former, just so we can get it out before Cyberpunk, so people can have like cool cybery synthy droney noises for their alerts for Cyberpunk. Get it all homogenous with the cyber.
I do like that.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll have more music and stuff soon, because this package was what was holding me back for a little while, and designing the system to randomize certain sounds. I'm also going to be improving the system, and hopefully I'll have sound packs out more often now that I don't need to do them all by hand all the time. I can like do the soundy stuff by hand, but the combiney stuff, I can just run it through the program and select from there. Cool shit. That's it for me.
Dave.
What up? Go buy my games. I have 1 right now, but I have other games, I guess, too. But like the ones that affect me, you can buy through Kinky Fridays on Twitter. We have Pieces of My Heart. We have 2 upcoming games and 1 in planning at the moment as well. And I don't know. So support indie devs. I don't know. Thanks.
Okay. Speaking of indie people, let's go ahead and talk to Glimo.
I wasn't sure where that was going. Hey.
Not all of them are as good as others.
It was fun tonight. I'm glad to be cybering a little bit more.
I don't think that means what you think it means.
I'm glad that I wasn't completely useless tonight.
I would say you were plot critical, actually.
It was a great change from my milieu. So
just know that Dante doesn't know you've done any of this.
I completely understand that, which, you know.
And he won't.
Yeah. Other than that, catch me on Solaris Nights at some point. My last episode dropped. When did you put those live to public? Friday?
I have no recollection. It would have been last week.
Sometime recently, and my next battle will be upcoming. Yeah. Other than that, I'll be back here Wednesday.
Aren't you the last battler? Yeah.
I thought it was Wednesday. Is that the last one?
I thought you had switched to Saturday between 12 and 2. Am I wrong about that?
I really thought that
Sounds
you and
like
I had
we
a
better get our
conversation
time
about
straight.
this.
You might be right. Let's get our time straight right
you
now.
to confirm the date.
You're right. 2:30 Wednesday. You know what? Here's the thing. On my calendar, it's correct, but inside my document, it's not correct. All right. So you're Wednesday in 2 weeks.
Yes. Wednesday the 16th, 2:30.
You're the only person meeting at a 30 time. Look at you, madman. Okay. I've already set my alarm timer, so I won't fuck it up, Glimo. Probably.
Perfect.
When you are doing Solaris Nights, what are you doing?
I only have to move one meeting. because of course today I set a meeting that conflicts with that, but that's 2 weeks from now's problem. It's a recurring meeting, so I can skip that one. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I don't really know why my webcam keeps freaking out tonight, because
I don't know what to tell you.
I used it all day today and it didn't have problems. But
You know what it was? I tricked you into like taking the ruby right off the pedestal. So now I'm free, and you're the one that has to sit there and try and convince other people to.
It's because you used it all day, Glimo. It's tired. Give it a break.
right. That's exactly
I
it.
understand. It's just like me.
Your webcam lens is dry. Hasn't blinked all day.
For some reason now, I think Coltan is going to design blinking webcams as part of his flesh mongering.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Oh my god.
But
Grimdarkjames,
the FBI on the
please.
other side of the webcam acknowledge you in certain ways.
It's a giant Furby eye.
I too had a good time tonight. Thank you very much. Makes me look forward to Cyberpunk even more next week. Can I just quickly ask everybody here, which path are you going to play in Cyberpunk? I'm going the Corpo path.
Corp.
Probably Street Kid.
I was thinking Street Kid.
All right.
When I play it, which might be
no
2 years.
Nomad love in this group.
Well, I mean, Nomad is really good for people who don't know what to expect, I guess, because it's kind of like the fish out of water starting. But
To be
also,
honest,
like,
probably play when I do play it, probably 2 years from now, I'll probably play multiple playthroughs.
Well, that too.
But hold on a sec. Will you finish one before you start the next, or you start, all without finishing the previous ones?
I'll probably finish them all. I might do like easy
I
mode.
mean, what I mean is, before, like,
mode.
will you finish it then start a new one, or will you have multiple games going?
I'll probably like finish one path, and then the other two I might like alternate on easy mode, just to like see what story differences there are, if there are any. But I'll do what I did with The Witcher 3. I waited till all the DLC was out, then I just played everything.
All right. So that's what I wanted to ask. I'll be back here on Saturday for some more Rogue Trader, along with Dave and Arthur, of course, plus others. Otherwise, I will see everybody back here next week for some more Cyberpunk, maybe, given the game will have been out for 3 whole hours in my country by that time.
Might have it
Maybe.
downloaded.
Look,
Yeah, that's it.
guys, do we need to cancel next session so that you can get your fix? I can be your doctor if you need a doctor's note from me to me.
I can't play Cyberpunk. I'm too busy playing Cyberpunk.
I don't think that's necessary.
Heard you like
me
Cyberpunk.
Let's
So we
just
put some
all make a
Cyberpunk
pact
in
that
your
as soon as 2020 plus is over, we're all gonna log in to 2077.
We'll stay in the call with each other and be like, "Ooh, how big's your dong? Oh, my dong's big."
It's not about the size of your dong, Henley. It's about how bouncy your testicles are.
Wow.
Arthur, you're entering his world, okay? Just back out now while you can.
I was just telling you, I'm going for a Dante Fierro run for my first run through, and then I'll do a nice Nomad for a Paragon run for part 2. But if there's ever an option to throw someone off of a roof, you can be sure that I'm gonna fucking do that.
I never in a million years expected those words to come out of AP's mouth.
Right?
You weren't there for my Conan Exile stream, huh? Okay.
No.
All right.
Arthur, James, are we doing Sea of Thieves tomorrow?
I cannot. I have other stuff on.
I'm not sure I can commit to anything.
My weekdays from now until Christmas time are all wall-to-wall Christmas lunches with customers, suppliers, all that sort of stuff.
Well, I appreciate the time you set aside for us, James. I really do.
No. Look, this comes first. It's booked in my work calendar every single week as personal appointment.
Oh, yeah. It's the holidays. upcoming
Let me know if
streams
you
will be
want to,
rough.
Arthur. I've got another couple guys that I just got into the game, and that so we could do a galley with them.
I'll tell you what though, Glimo, I'm probably gonna do Hell Let Loose because the new patch is coming out tomorrow. Update 8, which will finally make it so that tank crews no longer have to beg people to heal them. You can finally heal your own tank by getting outside and hitting it with a wrench. It's gonna be a huge change.
Because that's how that works.
Yeah.
Well,
You've played Call of Duty and Modern Warfare before.
Sea of Thieves is also the game where you can empty an entire boat with 4 buckets. 4 bucket loads.
We play video games. We're not looking for realism. You people are about to go on an airship pirate raid.
We played TTRPGs for weird fantasy bullshit, not Sea of Thieves.
You watch, Arthur will be annoyed that we somehow managed to steal the dirigible.
I wouldn't be annoyed. I'd be delighted. But
Given that most of them are about €1 million minimum, looking in the book at dirigibles. But
I love the idea that we don't keep it as a base; we just sell it.
I want to
We
point
also
out
have
again.
Max armor.
It's also a stealth dirigible.
Yeah,
so
it's a pirate dirigible for a known terrorist group.
That's how we win at 2020. We sell €1 million dirigible and all
Yeah,
this.
Here's what happens: we
just
kill
treading
everyone on the
water.
ship. We kill everyone on the ship, Arthur. We call their home base and be like, "Yo, guess what we have?"
That is
And
their
then
home
the-
base.
And
That
then the
is their home
phone
base.
of the dead guy rings next to me, and I'm like, no.
what we could do. We could offer it to Dante Fierro for a favor.
Look,
and
we're just
just
treading water until we can
leave
steal
it.
the punk knot, Arthur.
It's true.
The buck knot.
Put a punk knot on the dirigible, like underneath, so they could just like aim it.
You start a
I'm gonna have
SEAL
to go-
team. Ooh,
I have to
aerial
go book diving to find the rules for parachute, or to find a parachute in the equipment section. Like it's funny. Like
I'm
just
sure there's
doing the
probably
research-
4 cyberwares for it.
doing the research on how to
Empty out your
maximize
chest
bow
cavity
shooting.
and put a parachute in there. It's fine.
Looking for gear to maximize bow shooting actually makes me feel like I should do bow shooting over rifle shooting.
I mean, there's a crossbow that deals like 8d6 damage, man. You just gotta have.
Well, the way that arrows work with penetration is ridiculous. So they penetrate like
What
knives.
you could do, we pull up beside the thing right before you like zip line over. You like shoot a couple arrows in the dirigible to get it to descend.
Yeah, so arrows and knives halve armor, but don't halve their damage once they get through the armor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you think I have a knife in my heel as this character?
All right. That's all I've got. Have a good night, friends at home.
Peace.
Oh man, the Bone Zone will be starting soon.
Bones on.
I'm so excited.
What's a bone zone?
Bone Zone's a fake Grand Order thing where you farm for evil bones of the dead.
That's right. I've already tuned out.
Yep. See?